guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how you can travel with your hamster and how to leave all your animals behind to go on vacation for a week and they will be fine, because I'm going to be doing this the week this video goes up. And yeah, so as I said, I'm actually going to be on vacation when this video goes up, which means I'm filming 2 videos in 1 week, so I think I deserve a round of applause for that because of the amount of editing I'm doing. And I could have taken this week off, but I thought I'd make a more relevant topic video on how I'm traveling away from all my animals that I obviously every day do a lot of care for, and how they'll be just fine. So the first thing I had to decide, and what you will have to decide if you want to go on vacation and take care of yourself but also still take care of your pets, is are you going to take any of your pets with you? Usually I'd say no, and I never really take any of my pets with me anywhere because it's just like a headache waiting to happen, and I'm just not doing that. It's not happening. The amount of care, the amount of equipment I would have to take with me, and the amount of stress it would not only cause for me but also my animals that are all stress-prone animals is just unethical, so I just personally don't do that. But I still need to go on vacation sometimes, so the real question is, how do I go on vacation and leave all of my many diverse small animals at home, and how are they alive when I get back? So the way I do this is I next choose who's going to watch my animals. I know it's obvious, but it really helps if you have people who you trust who can watch your animals. Family members, parents, close friends, relatives, anything like that is a really good idea. If you're not going on a family vacation and you're leaving for a whole week, then you could use your parents. If you are going on a family vacation, then you could find a very close friend to watch your animals. Either way, you need to be able to trust them to actually listen to your advice and to your instructions and take care of your animals almost like you would, or at least to give them the bare minimum requirements so that they are fine while you are gone. For me, I chose my parents, and then the next big step is writing out every single little detail you can think about their care, and I kind of divided up the care of my many animals on both of my parents. That way it's a little bit easier for them to do it while I'm away and to do it well, so that I'm not worried about any of my animals not having food or just feeling out of sorts because they're not getting their schedule of treats or whatever it is. So this is how I do that. I actually use a journal. Let me flip to the page. This is so amazing. And I actually wrote out page after page about information about all my animals, and then what do I do after that? I rewrite it so that it makes a little bit more sense, because the first time I write it, it's just kind of all over the place. The second time I write it, it makes a lot more sense, and it's actually something my family members can follow and follow correctly. So also, because my hamster routine is a little bit more rigorous than my leopard gecko's routine and my bird's routine, which by the way, I have 1 Syrian hamster, 1 leopard gecko, and 2 Budgerigar parakeets, which means 4 animals in my room, all with different care. Completely different care. So it's a little overwhelming for someone who's just stepped foot in my room and doesn't know anything about them, or for my parents' sake, knows basic stuff, but not the stuff that I do for them every single day. So it's obvious you're not going to put the weight of everything I do every single day with my animals on my parents' shoulders, but I do want them to at least keep my animals alive and thriving, so just the bare minimum requirements of what I would do if I'm feeling lazy, no handling or anything, because handling, it brings up concerns that your animal might get stressed out because it's someone they're not bonded with. Whoever's watching your animals could make a mistake, hurt the animal, or the animal could escape. So just refrain from handling animals that aren't yours, especially small animals, when you're just watching them. And tell this to whoever's watching your animals, because honestly, I feel some people don't know, oh, should I handle them, should I not? If you do want your very close friend to handle your leopard gecko, for instance, because the leopard gecko knows your friend, that's fine. I'm just saying, if it's someone that the animal doesn't know and then they're just handling it it's their animal now, it's not a good idea. You should have to go through the bonding process again if you really want to do that, but most of my animals, as in all of my animals, will be fine without handling for a week. So yeah. So for my hamster, I have a very rigorous schedule, as I was saying before. So what I do for my mom is I just write out what she does every single day. So Monday this, Tuesday this, Thursday, Wednesday this, basically that. And then I also write out specifics, what I feed him on feeding days, and then more specifics. And then I'm also going to give her a paper of all hamster safe veggies and unsafe hamster veggies, but then I'm also going to put on this schedule thing, what specific veggies to feed him every day where he gets veggies, which is every day for him, That way she doesn't have to be like, is this safe, and texting me every 5 seconds. And then I also always put it on my notes, like, text me, call me if anything seems wrong, if you have any questions, and just keep me updated on my animals' well-being, because that can help me rest easy-minded at the beach. Here's more proof of what I was just saying. It's just a daily checklist for her. And then I also put anything to look out for health concerns and things like that, which are important. And I also have timers on my leopard gecko's light system, which is perfect because that means really my parents don't have to do anything. Toast's light will just come on and turn off daily. All I asked my dad to do was just double check that everything looks okay, just to make sure nothing's a fire hazard or anything like that. And then as for my birds, they also have a light system that needs to be turned on and off, but my mom already sometimes has to do that for me on school days, so that's not a big deal. And the biggest deal is probably just feeding my leopard gecko and spot cleaning my hamster's cage from day to day, because it's something that my parents aren't used to, but I'm very used to, so it's hard to make it specific so that they know what I mean, because I'm so used to it. So just make sure you write everything out in full detail, because they'll be like, but where's this? And I'll be like, in the cubicle. And then they'll be like, but which cubicle? So it's just when you're very specific, and it also helps when you're showing them what to do with each animal. Whoever's watching your animals, to wait to take care of those animals till your friend, your family member can come over, and then you can show them each thing as you do it with the animal, and show them different behavioral things. If you can do all that, that will really help the process be a lot smoother. And then the last thing that's really important, I think, is simplifying your schedules and your stuff for your helper to do. So for example, I have to add ReptiSafe to my leopard gecko's water that he drinks every single day, that I replace every single day. And when I'm giving this instruction to my dad, I say I will have ReptiSafe and his tap water already together in a bottle that he can just refill the water bowl with, so he doesn't have to concoct the dechlorinated water like I do every single day. So I'll just make a big bottle of that, so that all he has to do is pour that in, and that's just simplifying it for him so that he has less area to make errors on. And I do this for both my mom and my dad. And then I also just make sure that obviously they're not going to be doing handling and all the extra stuff I do with them, like giving them treats and checking on them all the time and handling them and stuff. So just simplify it, because obviously they're not going to do the same level as you. So yeah. Last thing I want to cover is traveling with hamsters. I did bring my Syrian hamster Moose home from Canada, which for me was a 4+ hour drive on the highway home. So I want to explain why hamsters are pretty easy to travel with and what you need to do, especially if you're going to get a hamster from an ethical breeder or anywhere on this planet that's further away from you and you have to do a long drive. This is how you can safely travel with them to make sure that they're very comfortable and happy. So this here is the Living World large small animal travel cage or carrier or whatever, but I really like it, other than the fact that the lid can crack and stuff. And when I was traveling with him, what I did was I take out hides like this. This is just in there because I use this travel cage a lot when I'm cleaning his cage. He just goes into here and he'll just go under the hide and get cozy and stuff. This is good, I guess, if you're traveling for short periods of time, because it's lightweight plastic, which is what you want if you're going to have hides in a travel cage, because you don't want ceramic, wood, anything heavy when you stop suddenly or anything like that to crush your hamster. So this is good, but if you're going for long periods of time, my recommendation is filling the travel cage up with bedding all the way to to the brim, and putting lots of food in there for them to find so that they can just nest down in it. And then also a really important thing is, instead of adding a water bottle that might leak water into the bedding or just not work, you can add a big hunk of cucumber into the cage, just to provide them a source of water that won't get their bedding all damp and stuff. This is a tiny piece of cucumber because I'm about to feed it to my hamster, but a big hunk of cucumber, not too big, but bigger than this obviously. Put it in there, maybe put 2 pieces. That is a really good idea. And if you are traveling across the border like I was, you do have to remove the cucumber at the border and then put it back, buy new cucumber after the border, because sometimes the border can inspect it and be like, that's not okay to travel with vegetables across the border. I don't really understand that. That's something you might have to look out for. And you can have this in there if you really want to. but usually hamsters will be much happier with you if you give them more bedding rather than more clutter and stuff. But it's good to have this if you can't do a lot of bedding, and then also a few chew toys or something like that to give them something to do is really good. And yeah, that's the end of today's video. I really hope it was entertaining and educational for you guys. I know it should be shorter. I say this all the time, and then the video is like, what, 15 minutes long, and I'm like, girl, what? But it's okay. This video should be short though, because it's a really simple thing, like have someone watch your pets or take them with you basically. But I hope it was interesting, and I hope you learned something from it. From all the traveling I've done with animals, I just think it's interesting because some people are like, what are we supposed to do now that I have this hamster that I'd never had a pet before and I want to go on vacation, but I'm not going to take that hamster with me? It's not that complicated, but I really hope this helps anyone who's struggling with this big question of what to do when they want to just go take care of themselves and take a break from the world, not the world, from their pets and stuff. I don't really know. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be hopefully back to normal when I'm back from vacation. But wish me luck at vacation. I haven't went in so long. Anyways, bye! Excuse me. Oh my God.